For more, let's bring in Brad Gastworth, Chief Technology Strategist at Wedbush Securities. Brad, thanks so much for joining us. My first question as it relates to earnings is, did we learn over the last week or two with names like Microsoft's that earnings do in fact have the ability to derail the amazing momentum that has been driving this sector?
Yeah, Wilfred, it's such a good question. I mean, if you look at the stock performance of large cap technology, it's been performing unbelievably well over the last several months. Nothing goes linearly. You need to see pullbacks at certain points. I think with the four big companies that are going to be in this congressional hearing, Amazon's going to have a stellar top line report. You're going to probably see an unbelievable report from revenue growth from Amazon. I think Facebook and Google probably have a little bit more risk because of the ad spend in Q2, definitely saw a little bit of a pullback. Apple also, I think expectations are quite low for Apple. But if you look into the second half of the year, this next upgrade cycle for iPhone is going to be significant, but next year is going to be a real mega cycle in our opinion. So I think if you look at certain, these four names, I think Amazon is still by far my favorite. I would put Apple number two, and I'd say probably Google's the third on that list.
Is it going to matter, Brad, beyond just some short-term price action? Microsoft sort of got a thumbs down, even though it was fine. Netflix got a thumbs down. But ultimately, all of you analysts kept saying long-term, this is the place to be. What's happening in the world and the environment and with consumer trends bodes well for all of these companies. Is that how you feel?
No, it's a great point, and this is where I think a lot of us on the research side and look at this and get really confused in terms of you look at we're at unprecedented times with unemployment. Like the number of unemployed is unbelievably high. The market's really being fueled by artificial money by governments that are propelling this market. So overall, the end market demand isn't great, but you're having this tremendous global stimulus program that's really helping out financial markets on a global basis. And then if you look at asset classes, where else can you invest right now and get yield? And I think that's the reason partially why you're seeing this, V-shaped stock recovery. You can't really go into fixed income markets and expect to get any return. If you look into some commodity classes, you can go into certain commodities, but not all. And then equities really offer some of the best risk reward in terms of return on your investment. So I think large cap, there's still opportunity. You've seen these stocks have tremendous moves. I expect a pullback, but yeah, I agree with you, Sarah. I mean, the market is certainly pricing in this recovery well before it's actually happened.
What do you expect from Apple's earnings? I guess on the surface, you could find a couple of issues, whether that's weak consumer with their expensive product list or China fears that could perhaps make this quarter tougher than maybe some expect.
Yeah, well, so I mean, first of all, iPhone units are not going to be great, and I think almost everybody is expecting that. So I think on the unit front, and just recall that iPhones produce a significant portion of Apple's profitability. Now, I think most of the investor base understands this. The company still generates a tremendous amount of cash. Services are becoming a more important piece. And remember, during this pandemic, people were at home consuming content. So what are they going? They're going into that app store and buying things, and Apple certainly benefits from that. So I think this quarter is not going to be that exciting at all. I think guidance is going to be ho-hum. But in terms of the next generation iPhone, the iPhone 12, we're expecting a roughly inline launch, which is a little bit different than the street. Most people are expecting a little bit of a delay. We think it's going to be pretty much to normal, and I think you're going to see the lineup is going to be priced attractively. I think Apple really wants to get a price cut again this year with the iPhone 12 on the base model. And if they're able to offer, a newer performance phone at another price cut, I think that will resonate well with consumers.
It's going to be an exciting week of tech news. Brad Gastworth, thanks for joining us.
Of course.